A-lab is an architectural studio based in Oslo, where like something like 130 architects with different size and types of projects, which has allowed us to test the OpenCities Planner in different phases. So today I'm going to show you two examples. The first one is a housing project in Kristiansand, a city in the south of Norway. And it was a very important tool for us to communicate with the municipality. This project has the potential to change the urban realities of this community and offering a bunch of new services and the possibility to connect the rest of the city with this part of town. So it's, as you can see in the picture here, it's an old hospital that is going to be rehabilitated and turned into housing. So for us, when you put the data into context, we see that we convert data into information. Let me show you here live what we did for this project. The first thing is that you have the possibility to show everything in the 3D context. This side here that I'm pointing at, that's the project. But normally as architects, we always have the issue that we have to order 3D data really around the building because that's we pay per square meter. So with OpenCities Planner, we have the possibility to see it in the context of the whole city. The first thing we do is to try to remove the buildings that are not that are going to be demolished and immediately turn on the regulation plan. And you can always click on an object and read all the details about it. So very quickly we can have an overview of what's the framework that we have to start designing this building. And because we were very interested also in what are the limits of the heights the municipality allows us, then we put that maximum volume in 3D. And nevertheless, the nature that you find around, because one of the key aspects of this project is to regenerate the local nature. So very quickly, we had a summary of all the parameters that we had to work with in this project. And of course, after that design process that we have in parallel, we use a lot of different software to model in 3D. Then you can place the proposal within the new building. And as Kim was saying, this creates a very democratic approach to the information because you're not giving them a final point that they can look at. Of course, we use the interactive tools within OpenCities Planner to get to the renders and this finished product, but they can walk around and find these little cameras where they can compare the situation before and after and get excited about the project. But instead of getting one curated angle, they have the possibility to walk around freely, which is always creates this very a basis of trust. So we placed those strategic renders all around the model where they could see it in real time together with the shadows and so on. This second example, it's a little bit more detailed phase. It's a project that is sitting exactly between two municipalities, Oslo and Bærum here in Norway. And it's a 500,000 development, but we have one specific project, one office building that is a pilot for us, where we have a lot of focus in sustainability. So in this case, what we wanted to do was to take this information and transform it into knowledge because we want to give the client the possibility to look at the project again in the context, but layer up information that could affect all our decisions. So this layer is showing these sound conditions around the site. And it allows you to very quickly browse through your information and help the client to keep track on all these goals that we set up for the project. And then we start layering up all our different analyses on the terrain. So for example, these are the wind conditions. So they can go closer into the model and look at the specific natural conditions and microclimate analysis that we have done. Here you can compare very quickly the sun hours that you have on the site and the wind conditions. So you can start assigning activities and program based on what is the best activities that fit here. And nevertheless, we have a carbon budget that we need to respect through the whole through the whole design. So using this possibility to interact with the information directly in the 3D model, the client has the opportunity to follow up themselves. And just to mention, the Oslo municipality during the pandemic stopped accepting physical models. So we have been replacing those models with OpenCities Planner models that they can use and browse themselves
So
very
that's what I
easily
had
because
to
the
learn from
learning
you.
curve
Do you have any
is fairly
questions?
small. So this is kind of like the way how we try to use data that is scattered and that is in many like different PDF files and all drawings and InDesign and all over the place, and try to visualize it and put it all together in an OpenCities planner and add our meaning and our storytelling to really convert it into knowledge for the client and something they can have access to and share within their own ecosystem.